On this episode, I remove all the old pushrod suspension components and start getting it ready to put in regular old coilover shocks on the front of the car. Okay, so here's the plan. I have to get rid of these brackets, that, even this bracket for the sway bar. I need to get rid of all that stuff. There is some complications here with all this. Well, like this bracket is going to be very hard to remove because it's all welded to this upright piece that holds all this. So that's going to be difficult. My plan is to get some laser cut aluminum pieces that will go from this side to this side and hold the upper shock in place. That's the plan. And it'll be really pretty, I think, with the laser cutting and everything. But it also means that I probably don't need this X brace at all. I can probably get rid of that completely. Because I'll have this cross piece here, this aluminum cross piece, I'll have all that in there for rigidity. So this is going to take a while. I think cutting all this out of here is going to take me several days to do. And so I'm going to have to really, it's going to take a while. A lot of Sawzall and cutting wheel and grinding to get those all smoothed out. But anyways, and I think I'm going to have to move this mount for my rack and pinion steering anyways, which means that has to come forward. So, yep, I got lots of work ahead of me. So, be prepared for a whole bunch of time-lapse video right now. I was a little worried at first cutting out this big X member here, but now looking at it, how easy it's going to be for me to get at and adjust my steering rack and everything, I think that was a real good idea. And I may even make this plate here adjustable, you know, so I can move this steering rack forward and back and give me perfect Ackerman numbers, because that's how I would adjust the Ackerman that way. So yeah, I think it's looking good so far. So we'll keep going. I'm getting there. It's a lot of work, but I'm getting there. So I still have these brackets to get rid of, and the sway bar brackets to get rid of, and I gotta still grind this down. This is really hard to get in here. I have to use different kind of grinders, like one of these. I have to use this little dealie here, but this is my last belt, so I need to get more of those. It works pretty good, but it goes through belts very quickly. But anyways, little by little. I bet I look like a mess right now from all the cutting and grinding I've done. But anyways, also in the back of the car, I need to make some changes back here. I need to change the angle of this upper link. Now, the problem is, this here is already at the bottom. It's already as low as it goes. So, and I don't want to have to change that. So I would rather raise up the rear. Now, the reason I have the rear so low is because I needed this crossbar in here to mount all my rocker arm and my shocks onto. But I no longer need this. This can go away. So this bar is about to get cut out of here. All right, all the brackets are cut out. Everything's all ground away. And it's looking good. So the next step in the process is getting the shocks and getting them fit in there at whatever angle and everything I need. And then building a new cross member to mount the top of the shocks. another day. I've had a haircut. Things are different, way different. Not really, it's just a haircut. Okay, so I need sway bars on this thing, front and rear. What I use, they're really simple sway bars, are torsion bars off of a Porsche 911. So this is just a regular old front torsion bar off an old air-cooled 911, and they come in many different sizes. Stock size is 18.8 millimeters, and then you can get 21 millimeters, 22 millimeters, 23 millimeters. You can get hollow bars, solid bars, and they're all relatively cheap, like way cheaper than buying a custom sway bar. And then you get these little ends, and you can weld whatever size bar or arm on there, and it works really good. So on the back of the car, I only need a sway bar with 190 pounds per inch, which is kind of a lightweight. So what I would do with that is I would just put it on there with longer arms. So you can go online and you can find these calculators, and you punch in the numbers, the length of the bar, the length of the arm, and the thickness and all that, and it tells you the stiffness of the bar. So if I remember correctly, to get the size that I need, or the stiffness that I need to use an 18.8 millimeter Porsche bar, which I have. This one's a 21. And, oh, here we go. This one's an 18.8. So I'm gonna use this one on the back of the car. I'm gonna use that one, the white one, on the front of the car, because that one needs to be shorter, or the arms need to be a lot shorter. On the back of the car, they need to be long, like long arms, to get this soft enough. So now I gotta figure out where on the car, according to my computer program for the suspension, the bars are mounted on the axle 14.5 inches out from center. So that, here I've marked that. And now I just need to figure out where on the car to place the bars, so to get the arm length I need. So I suspect I'm gonna line up mounting the bars back here. You know, it'd be really slick. I don't know if I could do it. If I were to hollow this out, like drill a hole here the size of the bar, and on the other side weld a sleeve in there. Now, come to think of it, it wouldn't work. It's too bad, because that would be really slick if I could run the bar through this cross member. That'd be really neat, but no, I can't do it because the bushings need to shove in from the inside, because these bars are tapered as they go towards the spline. But anyways, I will figure this out, and I will mount the bar back here somewhere and have arms going down to there, and should be fairly straightforward. So, and then in the front is quite a bit trickier. I've already been scoping this out. Here is where the old sway bar mounts were on the control arms, but that is not going to work, because now the spring, there's a big round spring here, a 2.5 inch spring right here, which blocks that completely. So those are going to have to be cut off. I'm going to have to take these bars off, or lower control arms off, and I'm going to have to get them repowder coated once I weld on new brackets. But I'm thinking the only place I can mount the new bar is somewhere in the front here. In the back, the rods, or the links going from the sway bar to the lower control arm, there's too much going on here. With this bar, the steering rod, or steering arm, and then the shock will be there. I think I have to do it on the front. All right, I didn't tape any of it, but I did mount a rear sway bar on here. So I made these arms, I welded them onto the end of this splined end cap here, and attached on the axle on either side. As you can see, at this position here, it's 190 pounds per inch of stiffness, and then it gets softer as you go this way, and it gets harder as you go this way, and it can be in any one of those positions. So that's cool. But I'm unhappy with the mounting of it on the frame here. I don't know, I just drilled holes and tapped them through the frame tubing there, but I don't think that it's good, because this frame tubing I think is too thin to give a good strong hold there. So I'm gonna redo that. I may not tape all of that or show you all of that because it's kind of dull. But anyways, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, here's something that makes every mechanic cringe. I broke a tap off in this piece. Yowza. I hope I'm not boring all you guys with all the little details of everything I'm doing, but since I paid somebody to tell me what to do with my setup and my suspension, I may as well do what they told me to do. So another thing that I have to do is move this link over. There is a mathematical formula for, you know, gear ratio and torque and all that stuff in it, and apparently you need to move this top link on a live axle suspension over to the right to offset, you know, the torque of drive shafts and things spinning. So I don't know all the math of it. I just follow directions. And I was just informed that I need to move this link from the middle 5 inches over to the right. So somewhere in this neighborhood, this link is going to get moved, and apparently it makes a pretty significant difference on the handling of the car. So that is what I'm up to now. So more cutting, more grinding. You know what this is all about. This means time-lapse photography. Okay, I have my new rear suspension mounts, the top mount, done. I left a lot of room for adjustment. This one I can go up or down, and this one I can go up or down. I'm a little concerned about this one having flex in it left-right, so I'm going to put a brace back here to keep it square. So I still have to do that, and there's a lot of hole drilling involved with that because that's going to need to be lightweight. And but you can see I definitely have more of an angle than I used to. It used to be just parallel, now it's angled down, and that has to do with the anti-squat settings. So how much the back end of the car squats down or pushes up, actually pushes up under acceleration. So see the differential torques when you step on it, and then this changes that. So anyways, yeah, and it's moved over exactly 5 inches. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. Looking good. I think that's gonna be about it for this video. So hope you all found this helpful and entertaining.